Well, RJ, I mean, coming off your guys' first game and coming into week 2 here, where is your mind at in terms of getting this whole season started?
Yeah, I mean, I think we already got the season going with this last week. Went 1-0 to start it out, and that's really just the mindset to continue on. What can we do to go 1-0 each week? So really, our mindset's really just watching the film, seeing we already watched the film, see where our mistakes were, fix those, and then we already started preparing for this upcoming weekend.
What'd you make of kind of your play in the whole D-line's play against Colorado State last weekend?
Yeah, I thought we were effective. We stopped the run a little bit. I think we could have got back there in the pass game a little more, been a little bit more effective. But ultimately, we got the job done to get the win. So,
what's the scouting report on Wisconsin so far?
Yeah, I mean it's a different team from last year. New OC. They changed up their scheme a little bit, but they got some of their same returning players. New quarterback. Some vets on their O-line, some new guys. Really, it's just they're similar to us. They new OCs, some new guys on the O-line. We have the same quarterback, but for the most part, they're a ranked team, and we're looking to go give them their best game.
What do you remember most about going to Madison last year and pulling that upset?
Probably just winning the game. That's I think for the most part it was just our energy on that sideline. Throughout the whole game, it felt like we wanted to be there more that whole time. Is what it felt like.
They kind of like you said, they're trying to. Well, they ran for like almost 300 yards rushing last year, but they do, like you said, want to kind of spread it out more this year. How does that change your guys' approach at all on the D line?
Yeah, I mean it's really just it's a lot more similar to something like our offense, where it's they have the ability to run the ball, but they also have the ability to pass it. So it's really just fundamentally playing our game and trusting our keys and trusting our technique to help us eliminate them in space and things like that.
RJ, a lot of those guys are going to remember you beating them last year, and they're going to come in here really wanting to, kind of get back a win on your home turf. How do you guys, kind of mentally prepare for that, knowing that they're going to come in and try and?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter to us. I don't care that we beat them last year or that they are coming back for a vengeance game. They're just another team on the roster, really, or another team on the schedule. It's at the end of the day, we could have beat them by 70 last year, and I'd still prepare the same way. Or we could have lost by 70, I'd still prepare the same way. I think that's the one thing that's kind of a constant. Your preparation has to stay the same regardless of who you're going against.
And, in years past, you would have some non-conference games, and it's not like those games didn't matter, but it didn't feel like, such a big game. And then
Right.
Last year and this year, you have this huge game this early in the season. Do you like that?
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I've always enjoyed, playing what people view as higher ranked teams or better teams in the preseason, just because, personally, I feel like the Pac-12 is probably the most competitive conference there is right now, and just be able to go against someone that might give us that caliber kind of look is a great thing going into the season, and I think it's great to have some of those games that are expected to be a dogfight and some of those that you're expected to, really be able to get everyone in, if that makes sense.
Last one for me. In your experience, teams that like to run the ball the way that these guys do, what goes into kind of trying to neutralize that or keep it in check?
Being more physical up front. That's how you stop everything. That's what decides mostly every football game. Who's more physical up front? And for a team that wants to run the ball or tries to run the ball, if you hit the O-line in the mouth every play, they won't have much success.
Can you take anything from last year's game, even though the teams are a little bit different?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just you just take the sense that it really doesn't matter who you're playing. I think that's where a lot of people get caught up in the hype of, we're playing a ranked Big Ten team. At the end of the day, wouldn't matter if we were playing an unranked FCS team, a team from the Big Sky. At the end of the day, it's your preparation that matters. So really, I think it was great last year that we had some guys that were a little bit of believing in the hype, that they were able to see, okay, it really doesn't matter who we play.
And is that kind of the same sentiment when you're thinking about what this game this weekend means for this program from we're on national TV, prime time,
right.
And everything this offseason has been. Is that kind of the same sentiment, or do you understand the hype of this game?
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like this team couldn't care less if we were playing in front of 10 million or 10,000 or 10. Really, at the end of the day, again, it's what matters to the team, not to what other people, the hype around it. It's going to be a sold-out stadium. That's exciting. That's great. But at the end of the day, like, not all those things you just said mean nothing if we don't do what we prepared to do. You know, so I think really it's more about what we do and what we think, let alone what the public thinks.
And then obviously they're honoring Coach Leach on Saturday. Just what does that mean? And it's the first time you guys get to honor him since his passing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fantastic. I mean, Mike Leach is one of the reasons I'm here in the first place. You know, and the legacy that he's left, I'm excited for that. You know, and just I know how much support that there's going to be for him, and just all around the nation. You know, we all loved Mike Leach, and you know, he was hard sometimes, but that's what made him great.
One more for me, Ron. Just you've played a few games in front of a sellout crowd here at home. Just does it feel different, you know, when it's just that place is completely packed?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds different. You know, you could hear a lot less than you can in a unsold out game and a non-sold out game, but you know, yeah, it feels different. You know, but really, that's one of the things that you have to cancel out. You have to, you know, you can't fall for the noise. You know, if I was like, oh, it's a sellout crowd, so I have to play better, then now I'm more focused on the crowd than I am my own fundamentals and technique. So really, I think, again, at the end of the day, like, all the things outside of this game mean nothing unless we do what we did to prepare for the game. You know, so sold out crowd, big ranked team, I could care less. You know, I couldn't care less. Sorry. Like, it's really just, what are the Cougs going to do when it's our time to play? Thank you guys. Go Cougs.